Many of the films in the movie industry are purely fictional stories crafted to entertain and captivate audiences, but there are also a select few that are based on true life events and people. Do you know these movies? In this video, I will tell you 8 movies that you didn't know were based on true stories. Make sure to watch this video until the end. Many people love movies for their ability to transport us to different worlds and tell compelling stories. But did you know that some of the most famous movies are actually inspired by real-life events and people? Here are 8 movies that were based on true stories. Number 1. A Nightmare on Elm Street. The horror flick A Nightmare on Elm Street featured a young Johnny Depp and depicts the story of a vengeful spirit who haunts people in their dreams. While the movie may seem like pure fiction, it was inspired by 2 real-life events. The first event was a drunken man the director Wes Craven saw outside his window as a young child. The second inspiration, however, is much darker. Cambodian refugees who were escaping Pol Pot's tyranny in the 1970s and 1980s started dying in their sleep due to a condition known as sudden arrhythmic death syndrome. No one knew what was causing these deaths. One tale tells of a young man who declined to sleep after seeing his friends die around him. Just days of being awake, fueled by coffee and fear, he finally fell asleep and died. Craven combined these 2 events, and that's how we ended up with the character of Freddy Krueger. Number 2. The Blob. The Blob is certainly not based on a real-life event, right? Sorry to break it out for you, but it is. The horror classic The Blob tells the story of an amorphous monster that arrives on Earth in a meteor and proceeds to absorb everything in its path, from cows to people. But this fantastical story has a real-life connection. In 1950, a group of policemen in Philadelphia claimed to have encountered a real-life blob. They reported seeing a squirming purple blob descending from the sky and landing in a remote field. The blob was said to be about 6 feet in diameter, filled with crystals, and emitted a strange mist. As one of the officers called for backup, another officer approached the blob. As he touched it, the blob reportedly dissolved and evaporated in an instant. Neither the other officers nor the FBI ever found any evidence of the blob's existence. Perhaps it is for the best that the true nature of this strange creature remains a mystery. Movies based on true stories have an added level of complexity and realism that makes them particularly engaging and thought-provoking. As you continue to explore this list, be prepared to be shocked and amazed by the real-life events that inspired some of the most iconic and beloved films of all time. So now let's go to number 3, The Terminal. In the 2004 comedy drama The Terminal, Steven Spielberg directs an all-star cast including Tom Hanks, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Stanley Tucci. The film follows the story of Hank's character, an Eastern European man who becomes stranded at JFK Airport in New York due to a coup in his home country, rendering his passport invalid. It was inspired by a real-life case of a man named Mehran Karimi Nasseri, who fled Iran during anti-government protests in 1977 and had his passport stolen. Nasseri was unable to gain entry to either the UK or France and was forced to live at Charles de Gaulle Airport for 18 years. Despite falling ill in 2006 and receiving medical treatment, his situation did not improve and he currently resides in a French homeless shelter. Number 4. Good Will Hunting. Good Will Hunting tells the story of a troubled young man named Will Hunting, played by Matt Damon, who is a prodigy in mathematics but struggles with personal demons. He meets a psychologist played by Robin Williams who helps him navigate his past and find his true identity. The film is a powerful and emotional exploration of the human condition and the power of redemption and self-discovery. What many fans may not know is that Good Will Hunting was inspired by real-life events. Damon, who also co-wrote the screenplay for the film, based some of the scenes on his own experiences with his brother. In an interview, Damon revealed that his brother had a similar encounter at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where he saw a blackboard in the Infinite Corridor, an iconic hallway on the MIT campus. He decided to write an elaborate, fake equation on the board which remained there for months, impressing the students and faculty who saw it. This real-life incident served as inspiration for the character of Will Hunting, who is also a mathematical genius and struggles with personal demons. The film's portrayal of Will's journey towards self-discovery and redemption is a powerful and emotional portrayal of the human condition. If you enjoyed the movies I mentioned, wait until you see the rest. You will definitely gain insight into real-world issues and experiences from these true-to-life stories. And now, number 5, Girl Interrupted. Here's a classic film that tells the story of Susanna, a young woman played by Winona Ryder who is sent to a mental institution in the late 1960s after a suicide attempt. It explores sensitive topics such as borderline personality disorder and provides a realistic look at the struggles that individuals with mental health issues face. The film features incredible performances from the cast, with Angelina Jolie winning an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. The film is an adaptation of the memoir of the same name by Susanna Kaysen, who also served as a consultant in the film. In her memoir, Kaysen describes her experiences during her stay at McLean Hospital and the relationship she had with her parents. True enough, the film captures the emotional truth of Kaysen's story, while also shedding light on the complexities of mental health and the challenges that individuals and their families face. Number 6, Jaws. Jaws, the classic blockbuster film and the book it was based on, may seem like pure fiction, but it has a basis in reality. The story of Jaws was inspired by the life of Frank Mundus, a man who hunted sharks and whales and eventually became a conservationist. Well, he may have wanted to make amends for his past. But the inspiration for Jaws becomes even more chilling when considering the Jersey Shore man-eater, an enormous shark that killed 4 Jersey Shore residents in 1916. The idea of a giant predator lurking in the ocean hunting human prey is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. Number 7, Footloose. Who wants a musical drama? Footloose tells the story of high schoolers who are determined to overturn a local minister's ban on dancing so that they can attend the prom. But this story is not entirely fictional, as it was inspired by a similar event that took place in Elmore City, Oklahoma in 1979. The town had a long-standing law dating back to the 1800s that made dancing illegal, as the lawmakers and the minister at the time believed that dancing was nothing but a tool of Satan to tempt people to sin. However, the teens of Elmore City were not deterred, and they fought to have the law overturned. While the inspiration for the story may not have been acknowledged directly, it is too coincidental to be ignored. Number 8, A Few Good Men. You can't handle the truth. Remember this iconic line? This film tells the story of a court case involving a Marine who died as a result of a brutal hazing ritual. The real-life case that inspired the movie did not end in death, but William Alvarado was beaten by 10 of his fellow Marines until his lungs filled with fluid. Alvarado survived and testified against his attackers, 7 of whom were dishonorably discharged. However, the other 3 Marines argued that they acted on orders from higher-ups and took the case to court. One of the Marines involved in the case was found dead from a gunshot wound to the head shortly after the trial. His death remains unsolved, and the reason behind it is unknown. It may come as a surprise to learn that some of our favorite movies are based on true stories, but this revelation only adds to the joy and excitement of watching them. Knowing that the characters and events depicted on screen are rooted in reality gives the films an extra depth and meaning, making them all the more powerful and impactful. It's a thrilling experience to discover the real-life inspirations behind some of the films that we love. Which true-to-life movie did you like from the list? Tell me all about it in the comments section below. Make sure to watch our other videos. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.